Like, there's no, like, agreed little list of, like, this guy's got this points, this guy's got
Oh
that
no,
points.
there is a list of that shit. I don't know where exactly it is, but
Ah,
like whenever we sign into an event, it's like I sign in with our like realm leader and they go and input the point somewhere and there's like a database shenanigans of everyone's points and stuff.
I
But it's
smell
just
ya.
like yeah, basically anytime you go and participate in any sort of event, you get a point. And like I think technically I've got like 3 or 4 points now, but I don't think they're all in the same class. I think they're
Happens.
all in like random fucking classes, and they might not even all be like tied to my account. Because like I think I've given them different names. Because I haven't really come up with a fighter name yet. Like I think I'm gonna go with Tazriel. I think that's what I'm going with. And then I can just abbreviate it as Taz if I feel like it. But yeah, it's like once you show up to 53 events and sign in as the same class, you're level 6. Which means, you know, if we have a weekly event, then by the end of the year, I'll be 1 point, or like by this time next year, I would be 1 point away from being level 6 in Warrior.
Nice.
Now, if I go to additional events, then I might get more points. Like, it might. I don't know if it's event based or if it's day based. Like, if I go to like a 3-day event, I might get like 3 points. I don't know. Don't know how that one works. But once I get to level 6 in fighter, I'm gonna be a fucking menace because I get to choose a path. Like I get to choose basically 3 paths. I either get to just be a basic ass 6th level warrior that gets ancestral armor, which ancestral armor is just uh the effects of magic ball, projectile weapons, and melee weapon which just struck armor worn by the player are ignored. Even if the object would otherwise affect the armor loses 1 point of value in the location struck. The effect will not trigger if the armor has no points left in the location struck. So basically, it just ignores magic balls, projectiles, and like melee weapon. Like basically, just ignores magic weapons and shit.
Nice.
And I just take 1 point of damage instead of like getting like CC'd by a fucking magic ball or I think there's are like some magic balls that like destroy armor and shit, and I'm like, I'll just take 1 point of damage instead of 6. But I can only use that 3 times per refresh, or if I can find a like healer that will actually I don't even think it's a healer. I think it's a bard. Was the class that some that like the quick guide said that they can play as a battery. And basically, they're just a battery charging up other people's abilities. And they
Huh.
just like, and but for my like ancestral armor shit, they have to read the charge incantation 10 times for me to get back one use of it. Which the
Woof.
charge incantation is they have to read out of battle. I pause to rest. I take some time to catch my breath. Return to me, fleeting power to aid me in my darkest hours. I gotta say
Ten
that shit
times.
10 fucking times, which is have fun. So I'm like, I don't want to put anyone through that shit. So I'm like, I really don't care to charge that. Like, I mean, maybe by the time that we get to that point, somebody might be willing to actually like recite that incantation 10 times and charge up my ability.
That's a fat
But
maybe.
yeah, But then like uh, I get I can optionally I can choose an archetype, and I can either go Marauder or Juggernaut. Marauder gives me the momentum ability, which is anytime I kill somebody, I can say momentum and then an ability, um, and I recharge that ability as long as it has the ability to be charged. So like, uh, the main one would be insult, which insult is I can basically just make somebody fight me, or like I can command them to kind of like, I basically get to taunt them and they have to like only target me for 30 seconds. Unless somebody else on my team attacks them, they have to target me for 30 seconds. Or just sit there and do nothing for 30 seconds. But I can recharge that. It removes my ability to charge Ancestral Armor, which is kind of fucking stupid. I mean, like, I understand why. But it's like, I can no longer charge Ancestral Armor. I can't wear large shields. Like, I can no longer wield large shields, and my maximum armor drops to 4 points instead of 6. So it's kind of like, I get to recharge Insult, and I think I get to recharge some other shit. Yeah, I can recharge Shake It Off, and I can recharge... I don't think... Actually, no, I can't recharge True Grit. I can recharge Harden. Although that doesn't really help me, because Harden is a once per life ability, and I can only have it on my shield or my sword. I can't have it on both, and I can't cast it on somebody else. So that's kind of useless. Scavenge has unlimited uses. See, I think it'd mostly be I just charge Insult and Shake It Off. Which Shake It Off is 10 seconds after casting Shake It Off. I get to remove any number of states and ongoing effects of my choice. So basically I get to use it, and then for 10 seconds I can go get fucking obliterated by spells and then just ignore them.
Love it.
Which, like, I think one of the potential uses of it is I can actually use Shake It Off and True Grit. And True Grit would be like, I return to life with my wounds healed and immediately frozen for 30 seconds. But if I use True Grit, and then which I think... I think I would just use it, and I kind of have it. Or no, it's... I would use I would say the Wicked Flea when I pursue immediately after I die. So I would cast True Grit immediately after dying. But if I use Shake It Off, run in, die, cast True Grit, then I get frozen, but then a couple seconds later, Shake It Off pops, and I'm unfrozen. So that's a pretty decent combo. But it's like, I only get 2 charges of True Grit per refresh, and I can't recharge it, so it's kind of meh. But it ended up being like, I would just use momentum to charge my Shake It Off and Insult. Or I can go Juggernaut, which has Imbue Armor, which gives me an additional armor point on all of my armor up to a maximum of 6 armor points. I get Phoenix Tears, and I get to do that 3 times per refresh. And I replace Harden with Greater Harden. And so Greater Harden just protects both my sword and my shield, not just one. But the Phoenix tiers is where I'm like, I'm gonna have so many white strips that I'm gonna like need to find some way to make them look cool to some degree.
Uh huh.
Because like Phoenix tiers, I get two white strips, but it's I enchant like I cast it on myself, and enchanted player doesn't die as normal. When the player would otherwise die, they instead become frozen for 30 seconds. If the player is
Uh.
still enchanted when frozen state elapses or is removed, if the player is still enchanted when the frozen state elapses or is removed, I remove all wounds. I
Hold
remove
on one
all
second.
states. Basically, I just respawn. Actually, damn, that just gives me a point. So yeah, I just get Phoenix Tears, Creative Burden, one up on me. So that seems like one of the most straightforward. Look at Austin.
I have returned.
Welcome back. You know, I think we need to disenfranchise some voters. Like, there's some real fucking stupid people out there.
Oh yeah. Huh? Talking to Zame.
Oh. Off center, my guy.
Me? Yeah. I'm up on the corner here. Eating chips.
No. Fucking one of the dudes in our Bellegarth group posted a thing and he's like, he's making like a belt flag and I think he's making it for like a guild or some shit, but it's like this yellow belt flag with like a little torch on it. And I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that shit is so far off center. Like it looks like if it had a center line, the left side would touch the center line. So like the entire thing is just to the right of the center. Oh my god. Ah. Apparently there's a orc.amtgard.com site that has all of the info Like has all of our information and shit on it for like our classes.
Mm.
What are we called? What is our arc called?
Huh. Uh. Huh. Oh, that'd be him. Uh-huh. Me too. Yeah. Free buffs. I wonder what food we should get. Probably another Dr. Pepper hot dog.